What is the best advice someone has given you before?
I should actually sometimes listen to people. Back in the day, my dad, I told him that I was going to buy a Jeep Wrangler.
A Jeep Wrangler.
A Jeep Wrangler. Oh, God. He told me not to, and I didn't listen to him. And I bought the Jeep Wrangler, and I loved it. And the first weekend I took it away diving, scuba diving. And I pulled up, and I got out of my car, and I had a lot of money's worth of diving gear in the back of this car, and I looked at the canvas cover of it and went, I think I fucked up. And look, it was a really good car, but then
Doesn't sound like it.
no, it was.
You're not selling
it. It was something I should have listened to. I ended up selling it. I made it about a $7,000 loss in not long having had it, and it was one of those things. It was the advice I should have taken from my dad.
Don't buy a Jeep.
Do not buy this car, son. But anyway, I bought it. I knew better.
I wanted to buy a Jeep, and somebody talked me out of it.
Who?
You.
Oh, really? Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Good move. And then I made you drive my shitty station wagon instead.
Well, you won that round.
Yep. So
Dad's advice.
Dad's
You
advice absolutely should have listened to it. And that was one of those times, I guess, the lesson I learned there was actually probably listen to someone who has been around a bit longer than you and probably does know. But at the time I was young and dumb and thought I knew everything. And from that point on, I really did make smart decisions in car buying, that's for sure, ever since then. And it sort of did help me see that, maybe start listening to people a little bit when they're giving advice. It opened my eyes a little bit more and my ears.
Yeah, you should start listening to me more often.
No, not going to happen.
Do you have any quotes or sayings that motivate you or live by?
Yes. One thing I do know from my Catholic upbringing, I think all religions are built around one solid belief. Treat people how you want to be treated. Again, I'm not a religious person now. A really good thing about growing up in a religious cult, a religious family and being brought up in that religious, and we weren't fanatical, but pretty staunch. We went to mass every week, and even if we went on holidays, one of the first things we'd do is drive around and find the local Catholic church so we could still go to church on holidays. Cheers,
Committed.
Mum and Dad.
Committed.
Yes, Mum and Dad were committed.
Yeah.
But again, what it taught really good lessons about treating people how you want to be treated. It teaches you ethics. I guess the 7 deadly sins and all that sort of thing. It does teach you good lessons about treating people with respect, treating people how you would want to be treated back, and I do try and do that as much as I can. I do also have a bit of a philosophy is if you don't want to be treated like an asshole, don't act like one. So I try not to act like an asshole, but also if someone is being an asshole to me, they're going to pretty soon realise that I believe they're an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's you get back what you give, and that's sort of how I like to live my life.
If you could meet anyone alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I think I would like to have the opportunity to meet again my great-grandfather, who was actually my step-great-grandfather, Bert Rice. So when I was growing up, we had a bit of a fracture in our family, and my dad's dad and his partner lived up in New South Wales, so we didn't see them a lot. And then Mum's side of the family, we didn't have any contact with. So this great-grandfather and great-grandmother, Bert, my great-grandfather, he was such a good dude. He was really like amazing with us kids, and I think from memory, most Sundays we'd go around and visit them. They only lived in Bayswater, so the next suburb over, or 2 suburbs over from where we were. So we'd visit them a lot, and I used to love being around them. Later on in his life, he got, I think, dementia or Alzheimer's. I don't remember which one. I think maybe dementia. So he actually came and lived with us, and that was sort of pretty hard to watch because sort of deteriorated for our eyes, but I was too young at that stage to, I guess, know him as a adult.
Yeah.
And so now, as an adult, I'd love to go back and actually get to know him to I guess find out more about his life and see what he was like, because he must have been an amazing person because he was an amazing grandpa. So yeah, I guess he'd be the one person I'd really love to get to know as an adult.
I like that answer.
Good.
Some people would go for like a celebrity or I like that. It's very nice.
Him and I guess Stalin.
I was just waiting. I was like, he's gonna say someone I have no idea. Who's Stalin?
He was a he was a leader of Russia. No.
He was what?
The leader of Russia. He was a horrible human.
The leader of Russia.
Yeah, he was I think the president of Russia, and he was not a great man.
Oh, right.
Yeah, killed a lot of people.
Oh, and you wanted to get to know him.
Oh, I think his philosophies were amazing.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would think could help me or anyone else listening?
Officially on video, yes. You know that I'm always in your ear about stuff anyway, but it's mainly what I've learned to do for a long time. I've always, if I found negative people or it's just little man's dancing in the background. If I found negative people along the way or people that I just don't think are healthy for me, I will distance myself from them. I'm pretty good at reading people. I really feel like if they're not adding value, or they're sucking my energy, or they're draining my batteries, or they're negative, or I don't think they're healthy, then I will cut ties with them, and I've got no issue with doing that.
Can I have some tree?
Toxic, draining people.
Yeah. So if I find people that are toxic, energy, stealing my energy, negative, I just won't surround myself with them, and I'll remove myself from those situations. I'll remove myself from their company, and I've got no issue doing that. And I think I've noticed since we've been together, you've taken on that as well. You're not as good at it as me. No,
it takes me about 10 times as long.
Yeah,
to
but
be able to do it.
But yeah, definitely if you have started doing that, and I think that's a really positive thing. We don't. We're hard enough on ourselves without having people who are supposed to be your cheerleaders, who aren't your cheerleaders in our lives, being negative. So I feel like surround yourself with cheerleaders. Like that's the advice I can give. And if you find that people who were once maybe cheerleaders aren't cheerleaders anymore and they're draining you, don't feel bad about leaving them behind, because you've either outgrown them or they're threatened by you and they don't want to be they don't want to treat you how you want to be treated. And everyone wants to be treated well, so why hang around with people that don't treat you well? No one's judging us more than we're judging ourselves, and that's just pure fact. We're our own worst judges. So try to block out that inner voice that's telling you to stop doing things, stop, just keep doing, keep eyes on your goals, keep doing what you're doing. You're not doing it for anyone else except for yourself. If someone else gets something good out of it, that's a bonus. But at the end of the day, do it for yourself, and hopefully you can grow as a person, and hopefully someone else can grow as a person by it. But that's not the goal. Is your own personal growth. Second goal, someone else gets something out of it. But don't lose sight of what your
Yeah, Andrew's saying this because recently I do have my doubts with posting, and some days I'm like, yeah, I've got this, I can do this, like I'm getting better, I'm learning, I'm growing, and then other days I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. I start getting in my head about what other people are thinking, and that's purely one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is to stop caring about what other people think. So I have my cheerleader that brings me back into my vision. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and strengthens me and is here supporting me every step of the way.
Jen messaged the other day and said, I think I'm going to stop doing my videos. And I said, what? And she said, well, what's the point? I said, well, you tell me, what's the point? Why did you start doing it? She said, well, I wanted to get better at speaking and I don't know, I wasn't really listening. But the goal was literally exactly what she wanted to do. I said, well, you've just answered your own question, so keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's that is the goal. The goal is personal growth. It's not anything else.
Yeah.
So keep going towards your target. Keep moving towards that, because that's the goal. That's the point.
That's precisely pointed out what I was aiming for. And sometimes you lose a vision. You lose sight of why you're doing things. I think that's why it's important to have somebody that does support you and have your back, to remind you when you do have your weak moments.
Yep.
So thank you, Natalie.
No problems. Pleasure. Always here. Always.
Do you have a wish for the universe? Last question.
Last question. Wish for the universe. The universe will do its thing. My wish is that my family is happy, healthy, lives a long time. I hope my kids have the best life growing up and into their adulthood. I hope they're happy, both of them. I hope we're happy. I just hope that, that we have a great life as a family. And my extended family and your extended family. I just want everyone to be happy and healthy and, keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be going okay at the moment.
I think that's a nice way to finish. So I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on here with me and pouring out your life story for people to listen to, and for supporting me on my journey. And thank you so much, Natalie.
Not a problem. www.fifolifemobileapp.com for any merchandise.
See you, everyone. I hope you
Bye.
enjoyed this